Sunday, the 7th of April, and something's going to happen, and it could be good. Here we are. I'm Laura Shepard. We have all these amazing guests today. We're going to talk about sea turtles, herbs, markets. If you'd like to support the show, please go to patreon.com/The Laura Shepard Show and put a little bit of money in the tip jar. That would be awesome. And we have a podcast. The podcast is called Something's Gonna Happen, and you can find that on any of your podcast servers, iTunes, Stitcher, wherever. And so listen to the podcast while you go jogging. It'll make you feel better. The going jogging part will make you, I don't know, I might not, though, really. Sing along if you know it. Ready? At home and in the audience. Thank you for the live audience. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we knew it would. Oh yeah, well things will change and leaves will fall and it will rain. Transform before your eyes. No time for chasing. Why me? Why'd that happen to me? Oh, you never know just how life is gonna go. You jump in your boat and row, row, row. Jump in your boat and row, row, row. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we knew it would. Oh yeah, you gotta aim high and go for the pie in the sky. Go ahead, trust yourself, 'cause everything will right itself. Oh yeah, well life's a stream, so go ahead now, follow your dream. Jump in your boat and row, row, row. Jump in your boat and row, row, row. Or jump on your herbal pop spike and pedal your ass up here. Oops, sorry about the A word. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we knew it would. Wow, that was great. It's finally a nice warm day here for spring. I know it must have been hard for Matt to pedal his pops all the way up here. We'll talk about those a little bit later. Right now, we're going to get Ivy to join me. Ivy Alex, join me on the stage. Ivy.
Thank you, Laura.
Sit down. How are
Okay,
you?
I'm good. How are you? That was so cute. That little song.
Oh, well, good. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like that could be on a commercial or something.
It could be. It could be on something, couldn't it? 'Cause
Yeah.
it really is uplifting, and people
Yeah.
listen to that song, and then later I'll have people tell me, "Oh, your song really helped me through a hard time,
Yeah.
or even a good time." Like I know these people, and the woman had just met a new man, and she was texting her friend, and her friend sent her a link to the video. You know, something's gonna happen, and it could be good. So it's not always if you're feeling bad. Also,
No,
you're feeling good.
yeah.
That makes you.
It's cute.
And it's really a good thing to remember at all times. Most of the things that happen are good, or we'd all be dead. You know, like, because there's a million ways to die, right? And they don't
That's
happen
true.
most of the time.
That's true. It's a great perspective to have. Yeah.
So I hear you've got a new EP coming out.
I do. I have an EP coming out at the end of May, hopefully. I say
What do you mean, hopefully?
Well, I say hopefully because I'm filled with hope that it's going to
Okay.
happen.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It will. It will. I mean, that's the best way to make something happen. And tell me a little bit more about this album. How are you making it?
Okay, so 2 of the songs are already out on Spotify and iTunes and all that. I worked with a producer here in St. Pete, but I wanted to produce the next 3 songs myself, so I'm going to do that.
And when you say produce a song, what do you mean by that?
Basically, I'm going to do all of it except the final mixing and mastering.
And when you say all of it, for some people that don't know, what does all of it mean?
Yes, so that's recording it myself, basically piecing the entire song together myself and not having any outside creative influence, because when you work with people, it can be a little difficult.
Like,
If you
they
have,
might
like-
want a horn section and you don't. That
Exactly,
sort of thing.
exactly.
Are
And
you-
you know how your music is supposed to sound, and when you're working with people, sometimes you feel the need to compensate, just to get, like, have a nice relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I've had to do this so many times in my life, and I'm just now like, no, I'm gonna do it all myself.
Well, good for you. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting because sometimes it is helpful to have another person's perspective to see how you
Yes.
can get,
I agree.
change something, or maybe
Yeah.
you don't notice something you're doing that's not as good as it could be,
Yeah.
and you can help some help. But you really
Advice
do
is
need
great,
to.
but as somebody who has like their own creative vision, that can create roadblocks in having to deal with other
Right, and
opinions.
especially if you have to agree to things that you don't really want to be doing. Don't ever
Exactly.
agree to things that you don't really want.
Yes, lessons
Doesn't
learned.
to make people happy. 'Cause
Yeah.
it doesn't make anybody happy, really, does
No,
it?
the music should shine, right?
Exactly.
Music should shine.
And it should sound the way you like it, and
Yeah.
and there will be a million people in the world that like it the way you do.
Exactly.
Exactly. Have you heard that? It's the Mongolian rat thing. Have you seen that on Facebook? It's like there's these Mongolian guys and they're all going, that really low voice, and I'm like, it's like the hardcore Mongolian stuff,
And
It's
people
like,
are
who
into it.
knew? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It was actually pretty impressive. I'm not sure I would want to
Yeah. You never know what people could be into.
Yeah, right. It's like people are into anything.
Yeah.
So tell us some of the places you played, like cruise ship.
Yes, I've worked on cruise ships.
What's that like?
It's another life. Honestly, it's like a big city. So you live on this island, this floating island that's in perpetual forward motion, and that's something that I wrote a lot about when I was on the ship. Like you're constantly moving forward. So that theme, living on a ship, like plays into your whole life, and I don't know, it's just something that I've thought about a lot.
And how long do you go out for when you go out?
So our contracts are usually 3 to 4 months straight.
Wow.
So it's three shows a night, 6 nights a week. Last year I played 432 shows. That's more than Broadway
I don't have that many
singers.
fingers. Yeah, I don't have that many fingers.
Yeah. Yeah. Me neither. No. Me neither.
How did you do that? You're so amazing.
I don't know.
And what gave you the idea that you wanted to work on a cruise ship?
Well,
Had you ever been on a cruise ship?
Yeah, when I was
cruise?
young and I
Okay.
couldn't party. I was 14 at the time, so I was with my family and I got the kids experience, you
Yeah.
know. But I was living in LA. My producer out there tried to steal my music, the typical LA situation, and I was really down on my luck. My parents came out to visit me, and we went on this vacation. We went to Santa Barbara, and I saw this girl playing. I said, "How did you get this gig?" Because I was gigless, I
Yeah.
was playing for pennies. And she said, "Oh, I work on a cruise ship, and my boss hooks me up with jobs, off the ship." And I was like, "Really?" She's like, "Can we meet people?" And my mom is like, "Take the job, take the job," So I ended up on a cruise ship for 3 months. Yeah.
Well, but playing that many shows certainly hones your performing skills.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, do you feel like you made a big step after having done
a lot
that?
of people, after seeing me on the cruise, I'd been away performing, for 3 months straight. A lot of people said, yeah,
They could see a difference.
They could see it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's working a crowd, and I worked on Holland America Line, which is a little bit of a, a very older crowd. So you have to have 10 times the energy to get a little bit, So I was like, this was really hard work. I slept 12 hours every night.
Oh, yeah. Well, 3 shows a night. How long was the show?
An hour show.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Okay, how about you play us a song? I'm
Okay.
going to leave the stage, and I'm going to leave it to you to introduce your song and say what you want to say.
Okay.
And play it for us.
All right. This is a song called Lust, and it's on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, all that. could trust being your lady. Well, I've been at it so long, busy making memories. I've cried, laughed, and sung. Follow me down this brick road, as you'll know. Life's been like a movie so far. I have no complaints, only that you should have stayed, boy. But no trouble here, and no regrets with you. Maybe in another life, you'll love me too. Then you're on, oh, you were so down to be my baby. Tied up in love, no way I could trust being your lady. Or maybe oh, that's good luck.
I found a little ladybug. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it.
adorable.
I'm going to hold my finger out and it's going to fly away home, I suppose. Do you ever hear that thing, ladybug, ladybug, fly away home, your house is on fire and your children will burn? Did you ever hear that before? Has anybody in the audience heard that? You have, okay.
Yeah. Why?
Well, because you're supposed to put the ladybug on your hand, and then and you hold your hand straight up. This one seems to be sleeping, and you would say that, and then it would start crawling up your hand, because the ladybug usually would go to the highest point and then fly off. And so you'd say that, and then you'd start counting, and whatever number you got to when the ladybug flew away, that's, I don't know why, I don't know who invented that. Somebody look that up. Get back with us on that.
Another good luck. I think I'll go with the good luck thing.
Okay.
Your good luck, Laura.
Well, I'm going to put this ladybug on your hand, and then I'm going to let you drop it in the bushes somewhere. Or, I don't know what's going on with it.
Sounds good.
And thank you. And I'll get we're going to get Ivy back up here at the end.
Okay.
To do a little something else. Yay! Tracy, do you have a minute? We have Tracy who popped in here, and we're going to get her up here for a minute to just give us a little teeny talk about the Blue Raven Market. Hi, Tracy. Welcome, honey.
Yes, thank you.
I feel like I've been really sort of all honey and sweetie and cutie. And, you know, it's like, I don't know why I have to call everybody honey, but I do.
It's all right.
Hi, honey.
Honey.
It must be because I'm from the South. So, Tracy, you wanted to come here and tell us about Blue Raven Market. So
Yeah.
you do that.
So Blue Raven Market is, we have a full moon market, and I've just started doing a Friday night market. You can find me on Blue Raven Collective on Facebook. So basically I am doing a market under the full moon, doing a market on Friday nights, and it's really to help out smaller vendors, people who are just getting started, people who can't really afford like the, you know, high fees that a lot of markets charge. I just really want to make a community and bring people together and have people, you know, make money and prosper and get their stuff going, you know.
So what do people have to do if they want to be in your market?
I just really have them contact me. We have a small chat. I don't do like MLMs or direct sales. I only will allow like true creatives and small entrepreneurs into the community. So like no paparazzi, no color street, none of that stuff. I just want like true locals who are actually like trying to get their craft out there.
Right, and so they can find you at Blue Ravens.
Blue Raven Collective.
Blue Raven Collective, like on Facebook?
On Facebook.
Yeah, okay. Well, and when's the next market?
The next market will be, that's up in the air right now. It's going to either be April 18th or April 20th. So stay tuned, and I will have a decision made on that
Yeah.
by tomorrow.
And like, and so, tell me one fabulous thing that has happened at your market. Like, you know, some wonderful thing.
I mean, it's always just a wonderful thing when I have somebody come to me and tell me that they, you know, were really reluctant to get started and just tell me their awesome experience that they've had and how they're going to continue pursuing their goal. That's like that's the most awesome thing that can happen for me. But we've had drum circles. I always have live music. There's Creative Macabre always available. We have an awesome vegan food vendor by the name of Misty Stewart. She's phenomenal, so I'm always happy to get those things out there. But like to me, the most exciting part of it is just having people come to me afterwards and tell me that they love the vibe and, you know, like I've inspired them to keep going.
Oh yeah, we love inspiration. Okay,
Yeah.
well it sounds like a great date night with me.
Yes.
Or even take yourself out night.
Yeah.
We have a question?
Where is it?
It's at Cage Brewing.
Okay, very
Yep,
good.
Cage Brewing. Yeah.
All right, well
All right.
thank you for stopping
Yes,
in to
very
tell us
cool.
about that. I know that there's several people in our audience who've actually been
The
there.
energy is amazing.
The energy is amazing. That's
Yeah.
what we hear. Oh my goodness. All right. Shall we get Matt up here to talk about popsicles
For sure.
or herbs? Matt, welcome. Hi, Matt.
Hi.
Like,
Nice
let's.
to finally meet.
Oh, I know. Look, let's go look over here. We have Matt rode up here on this tricycle, bicycle freezer, and he came up here to bring us his ice pops, and he got here on his tricycle. It's not a bicycle. It's a tricycle. Is it not even a tricycle? What's it called? It's a trike. It's a trike. We can call it a trike, even though it's got two wheels in the front instead of in the back.
My legs are killing me. I was riding around yesterday and the day before too.
Yeah, well, that's good for you. I think maybe you'll get better at it.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, my legs are gonna be jacked.
Yeah. Like, we're gonna call you Thighs from now on. We're like, hey Thighs,
Thunder
how you
Thighs.
been? There's lightning in these Thunder Thighs. So that's a song by Sapphire, the Uppity Blue Man. Anyway. I like your little logo. So your logo is a popsicles with herbs coming out the cup.
Yeah.
And so, can you tell us why you are making herbal popsicles?
You know, a long time ago, probably like 3 or 4 years ago, I had the inspiration because I've always been into herbs and alternative medicine from my Tai Chi teacher. And I had a popsicle one time. It was a lavender Earl Grey lemonade of some sort. And I was like, me being me, I was like, oh, lavender is good for this, and Earl Grey and tea and anti-inflammatory. And I'm like going through the list, and I'm like, wait, I know they make popsicles that are like herbal medicines, and I'm like, wait, why don't I make it? So that was like 3 or 4 years ago, and it's just always been like, I've literally been working on it like slowly, just planning out and affirming it with writing stuff down and writing down the details of like what I see, and it just always just grew from there, and it was really cool to see the progression. That's probably my favorite part of it, is seeing a brainchild grow into an adult.
Right, so you had this crazy idea one day, or not so crazy, but you had this idea like, why don't people do this? And then you just sort of make it happen.
Yeah.
It's manifesting.
Yeah.
You're a manifester
I am.
with thunder thighs.
With Thunder Thighs. The Thunder Thighs probably helped.
Well, they say. So you have what, 3 flavors?
I do. I have another flavor, but I have yet to make it. I did a Valentine's Day flavor. It was I called it Date Night, and it was it had dates in it. And it was a strawberry popsicle dipped in chocolate, and that one had a bunch of aphrodisiacs to get the blood flowing.
Okay. And then your orange cream power.
power sickle.
And
That's the
what
one I just
has
had.
that? What does that have in it?
That one has fresh oranges, all organic. I like to always point that out. That one has fresh oranges, fresh coconut cream, organic vanilla extract. I put astragalus, cordyceps, reishi, maca, and licorice. When people ask me like, what does this do? And these are people that are like unsure about herbs, right? They're like, I don't know enough about it, I don't want it. So I tell them, I was like, all of those are building up herbs. They're tonifying. They're gonna help with fatigue, and the licorice is the salt to the stew. It's the herb that blends it all together and makes it taste good.
Good. So you had to do a lot of trial and errors coming up with your recipes.
I
okay?
did.
I
lot of-
yeah. Oh, you poured your.
A lot of research and development. It was rough on my stomach.
Yeah, I don't know how many. And what is your goal?
My goal is to get this into like Rolling Oats and Whole Foods eventually, and see it grow from there, and be able to like sit back and travel the world while people heal.
I think that's a fabulous idea. So
Yes.
you know, just being a bicycle popsicle seller is not enough. You want popsicles to sell themselves while
I
you're.
want to be the ladybug. I want to keep climbing up
Yeah.
until I fly away.
Okay. How long have you been doing Tai Chi?
I've been doing Tai Chi for 4 or 5, I think maybe going on 6 years now.
And why did you decide to take up Tai Chi?
Well, I've always done martial arts. I taught Aikido to kids, and I still do. And I dislocated my kneecap. The kneecap went over here. That was fun. I skateboarded a lot, and I couldn't bend my leg, but I could stand. So, and I didn't go to doctors or anything. Rebel. And I started doing Tai Chi, and like that literally, and I had to. This is like when I was really like half asleep, like didn't know about anything, and like my teacher was a Qigong master as well, and he like did some crazy stuff with his hands, and it started feeling like icy hot, and I was like, what's going on? So I kept going towards it, and it just benefited me so well. I literally never went to the hospital. I never had a problem with this knee ever again.
Right, because you had to master moving energy around.
Yeah, and it was a really interesting experience that kind of woke me up and pushed me towards the healing arts. And that pushed me towards another Tai Chi master who was an herbalist and an acupuncturist. And that got me into this. So, like, thank you, Kneecap, for giving out on me.
Yeah,
so I can do this.
Sometimes they say that it's sort of, that what looks like a bad thing turns out to be a big blessing.
Yeah, I always tell myself that.
Yeah.
I also like to point out, so I had a
Yeah.
power sickle when I got here because I needed the energy. But my bags are biodegradable, which is really important to me because I make enough trash as it is. I don't want to make any more, and I don't want to cause any more trash build up in the world. And I also like to put little inspirational quotes on my popsicle sticks.
What does that one say?
This one says, "The quieter you become, the more you can hear," and it's from Ram Dass.
Yeah, the quieter you become, the
I
more
got
you can
one.
hear. Oh, what does yours say?
I'm not okay that you're not okay. And that's okay.
Emily Kubler-Ross.
Nice.
I had the peanut brain butter boost. Oh my goodness, it's divine. I was thinking, damn, I wish this was an endless herbal pop. Like, I wish I could just continue eating this all day. So delicious.
Okay, well, perhaps we'll share some more pops with our audience. See, if you were here live, you might get a pop.
$5.
And you built this bicycle thing yourself?
Yes, from the ground up. I ordered the bicycle in parts because I thought it would be fun to build because I like Legos. And I did the box myself, and you would think it's a box. How hard can it be? Hard. And then I had this frame laying around in my house and just never used it. And I actually started painting this years ago, just never finished it. And I was like, oh, it fits perfect.
It's the lid.
So yeah, it turned into the lid. I was gonna just do it like another cedar. I use cedar, so I love cedar. Cedar's nice.
Yeah.
and then I came up with the logo myself and everything.
I
And
like your logo, the little plants coming out the top of the popsicle.
yeah, I thought it was crazy that no one else has had that yet. I was like, I'm searching it everywhere for it, and no one thought of it. There's people doing herbal pops all online, but they're like blog posts and like how to get your kids to eat your vegetables, and they're doing popsicles with vegetables and stuff like that, and making them taste good. And I was like, why isn't anyone doing this?
Well,
So now I did.
We need for that to spread for
Yeah,
you,
right.
so that we can. Where's the next place somebody could buy one of your popsicles?
So today I'll be back over at Raised Vegan Soul, over on MLK. If you haven't been there, delicious.
It's a restaurant called Raised Vegan Soul.
Yeah, little hole in the wall restaurant. He makes all his own like food, and like it's all vegan and gluten free, and it really is like if you like soul food, you're from the South. My dad's from the South, so like eating all that soul food like greens and collards, and
That's good.
it's really good.
Wait, you know what? I want to ask you one more question. You said that your plastic bag is biodegradable. Now, what does that actually mean? Because most people are just going to throw it in the trash can.
Yes. Biodegradable means that it will, you can put it in compost, and it will deteriorate at a faster rate, way faster than any plastic will. I would say probably within a couple months it will be gone.
Right, and so even if the people throw it away, what you can't help that. But they could take it home and put it in their compost if they want.
Yep, and you can even throw it in a trash can, and we hope that it's gone by the time
Sooner.
the trash is taken out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we can collect your popsicle sticks and have a whole little jar
Arts and
of
crafts.
arts and crafts with inspirational messages. Oh my goodness.
I do want to do one thing and give
Yeah.
you something. I just felt like I couldn't wait to give it
Okay.
to you because I was excited about
We
it.
love that people give things. We're all about that. Giving is receiving. No, is that
Sharing
right?
is caring.
Sharing is caring.
So I made this last night.
Okay.
So I thought that was
Something's gonna happen. Oh,
Very
could
good.
be
I thought that was
good.
a
Thank
cool
you.
story.
Oh, isn't that nice? That's like wood burning or something. Or is that carving or burning? No, carving.
It's so I own a laser engraver cutter, and that's actually how I make all my own popsicle sticks
Ah, yeah.
as well. So
Wow.
and
Well,
that's
thank
how I
you for
make that.
going to the trouble of making it something's gonna happen. It could be good for you. Well,
Love
thank you
it.
so much,
Thank
man.
you.
And I appreciate your bicycling up here and telling us
Yeah.
all about it and making this gift and sharing some popsicles with our audience. And that is
Peace, people.
peace, people. That's what we want. Peace and popsicles.
Peace and popsicles. I like that.
That is something. Oh, this is so delightful. I'm going to set it right back here for the moment. Little song.
Careful your foot.
You know, hard times, the name of the song I'm going to play. And sometimes hard times is your knee being messed up, but then it's not. So sometimes hard times are just a thing of the past. He's playing flute. Lucy Flutie. We used to call her Lucy Flute, but then she decided to change her name to Lucky Lucy.
Well, now I changed it again.
Oh, what is it now?
Lucky Lucy Flute.
Lucky Lucy Flute. Back, it's like a whole full
Because I
circle.
mostly play the flute.
You mostly
I play
play
other
the flute.
things,
She
but
does
mostly
play
play
other
the
things. Anyways, here we go. Or you want to see if we're... We happy with that?
We're happy with that.
Okay, is anybody in the audience happy?
Yeah.
Yay! Wave your arms in the air, guys. It makes you feel good. Hard times, they go clickety-clack. Hard times, roll right past. Hard times, finger the pass with a clickety-clack of a railroad track. Hard times are fading into the past. Clickety clack, a train stop. I wanna get on board. Train stop, you got to carry me towards clickety clack on the railroad track. The next stop is Easy Street. Your next stop is Easy Street. Woo, board up! Thank you, Lucy. It's always such a pleasure to play with someone else. Does anybody have any good news they would like to share?
We have
anybody out
someone
there?
watching from Alaska.
Oh,
That's
hey!
good news.
Hi, Alaska. Isn't that nice? It's a fine place, Alaska. I don't know. Anybody have any good news they want to share with you?
Today's beautiful.
Today's a beautiful day. Thank you very much. Yes, see, it's just that simple. And, well, they say that, it's like this attitude of gratitude makes you feel better. And if you just think of something good, something's going to happen, it could be good. Then it makes your it makes your day feel better. And as soon as you feel better, then the people around you feel better. And that's a good thing, I think. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody who could tell me why it's not a good thing. But anyways, but we don't have to listen to them. Do what you believe in. Oh my goodness. What we believe in is turtles. I'll tell you that.
Yay.
We believe in turtles. We have Sandy, who's going to come join us now. Sandy
Prop this up
is,
over here.
yeah, let's see. You put it right on the shelf. Oh my goodness, how heavy? Oh,
It's
what
pretty
does that
heavy.
weigh? What does that weigh, Ethan? Sit
Oh,
right,
I
you
don't know
sit
what
on
that
this
one-
side. You
okay.
sit right. What do we think this weighs? This is a turtle shell that's about 3 feet long.
35 pounds, something like
About
that.
3 feet long and 2 feet wide, and it came from. Oh, hi, Sandy.
Hi, how
oh,
are you?
I'm
Yes.
already talking
Yeah,
about
it's
this
okay.
turtle shell. Sandy, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now you work with or volunteer with.
I'm the volunteer coordinator for Sea Turtle Trackers. It's a nonprofit in St. Pete Beach here. We own the state permit for our St. Pete Beach, Shell Key, and Outback Key, which is a new key that's developing down by Fort DeSoto. It's growing by the minute. So there's birds out there now, and there's turtles nesting out there now also. So.
And what made you volunteer for sea turtles?
I recently retired and moved down here from Michigan, and my wife didn't want me hanging around the house, so she said, "Find something to do." So it was like a fun thing to do: go out in the mornings and walk the beach, and clean the beach, and look for turtle tracks, and monitor the turtles.
And were you interested in turtles before this?
Never.
or- Never.
No, it's just
Okay, so how did you find out about this nonprofit that jumped into your
I
house?
think it was on Facebook. They have a Facebook page, and they have
just-
I was just kind of looking around, and
Okay.
it looked like something interesting to do. So.
And has it brought you great joy?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things you do is walk the beaches early
Yeah.
in the morning.
Yeah, we start, the official season starts April 1st, the nesting season through October 31st. The first month, mostly just the people on the permit go out and check. Starting May 1st, we have volunteers walking the beaches every day, starting at sunrise for like an hour or 2 hours, except for Shell Key, which can be up to 3 or 4 hours because it's a preserve. You gotta get a boat to the end and walk all the way back. Irma cut the island in half, so now we have to have a boat pick us up and drive us across the pass, and that takes a lot longer to do that.
And what are we looking for when we're
We
walking
are,
the beach?
in the beginning, we're looking for the big turtle tracks.
Oh, I know, this is,
Yeah.
thank you,
Yeah.
Sandy drew
Yeah.
on our board for us. We have a turtle, and these are some turtle tracks.
Yes.
And
These are-
this is a turtle nest
Yeah.
with the eggs in the bottom. So
Yeah.
they look like little
Yeah, it looks,
squiggles.
if you see it, it looks like maybe an ATV drove up on the beach or something if you look at it. But the loggerheads, which we have mostly here, they have alternating tracks, and then the green turtles, they actually, both when they crawl up on the beach, they're in unison versus one and then the other. So you look for those tracks. We locate the nest, the people on the permit, not the volunteers, but there's captains that are on the permit. And they kind of dig down just a little bit to make sure where the eggs are, and then we set up a perimeter to keep people away from the nest. On Shell Key, because we have coyotes, we actually have a cage that we put over it so that the coyotes and raccoons don't get to them. And then usually within 50 to 60 days, they'll hatch. And then we look for similar tracks, but they're little tiny ones because the little babies come out and head to the ocean or the Gulf. And then we wait 3 days because they will emerge over 3 days. But most of them, they call it the boil, will come up all at once.
The boil.
The boil. It looks like a
they're
boil. if you see
boiling
it.
out of the ground.
Go on
or like a,
YouTube.
like a,
It looks like water boiling. They just all come up at the same time, and they scurry off to the water. So we do that. Then after 3 days, we go in and we actually do an inventory. We call it. We look for, typically anywhere from 90 to 120 eggs, and we look for how many hatched, how many pips are ones that didn't quite hatch all the way and maybe died in the nest, and then there's some that didn't even, they're still an egg and they never really developed. So we monitor all that information, write it down, and give it to the state at the end of the year.
We have a question.
Where do I sign up? I want to come.
You go to up here, seaturtletrackers.org, and you can, there's a click for volunteer. It'll send me an email and I'll send you a bunch of information. And the great thing is you can volunteer 1 day a year, or you can volunteer, we have probably of the 1,500 members, we have about 80 that put in like 20 or 30 or 40 hours, and then some that put in like 300 hours. They get addicted, they call it. They got to walk the beach, and
Do we go with you?
you on Shell Key we have a captain that always is out there with you. So and there's usually like probably 6 or 7 people at a time going out there every morning. On St. Pete Beach, we let you walk any portion of the beach you want. So, and basically, when you walk the beach, you're looking for the tracks. If you spot tracks, there's a number you call, and our captain's got a truck. He drives the whole beach, and then he'll come up and do what he has to do. And there's a bunch of measurements to make and stuff for the state. And picking up litter and keeping the beach flat. If at night we have a patrol that goes out and we knock down sandcastles, not while the kids are building them, but we explain to the kids what's happening and make sure you flatten it afterwards, because the mama turtles, when they come up, if they see any kind of obstruction, they just turn around and go right back. And the mama turtles will lay 100 eggs, probably 3 times a season. They'll come back and lay eggs that much. Typically, 1 in 1,000 make it to adulthood and procreate. So that's it's really hard to there's predators in the water, there's birds, so they float out to the I think I'm not pronouncing this right, but the Sargassum Sea. It's in the middle of the Atlantic, and they kind of float out there. It's a camouflage, and then they grow, and then they end up going over to Africa and grow to maturity, and then they usually come back to the same beach within a couple miles of the same beach. Nobody really knows how they map that.
How do they do
how do they
it?
know that? Yeah, so it's pretty amazing. And some of them, they've actually tracked the turtles, and they have trackers on them. And other times you can tell by the tracks, if one's got a damaged flipper or something, you can kind of start to know the turtle by the tracks. So.
Old Flipper's back.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, and it's interesting. You were saying that the hotels and the restaurants on the beach are doing something to mitigate
Right.
the light pollution, because, and this is something I knew from before, which is the baby turtles, when they hatch, they go towards the brightest
Right.
thing, because normally that would be the open ocean.
Moon and the stars,
the moon and the
yeah.
stars out over the ocean, and you'd have woods or whatever behind you. That'd be darker.
Right.
So they turn towards the brightest light. So if there's a lot of bright lights on the beach, it's brighter than the ocean, and they walk the wrong direction.
Right. So
that's
we work
really
with all
cool.
the hotels along St. Pete Beach is really good. A lot of the hotels have turned down their lights at night or put in red lights, and so we're constantly trying to do that. And then outside of the nesting season, July gets real busy because you still have nests going in and you have hatchings, so you have like double duty then. But you're outside of the nesting season, we do a lot of like yesterday was Sea Turtle Awareness Day up at Pier 60. So there's a lot of organizations that were out there. We go to schools and educate kids at the schools, and anytime there's any kind of a fair or something, we'll set up a booth and educate people on the sea turtles. And yes.
And if we wanted you to come out and work with our group of kids
Yeah.
at the local schools,
Yeah.
how would we do that?
You contact the seaturtles.org. And there's you can leave a message, and somebody from the organization will come out. We have a bunch of people that volunteer and go out and do that. So.
And you brought this cool
Yes,
sea turtle
this
head.
is the skull. This is a loggerhead. Their main food source are like conch shells and those kind of things. Their clamping force, so don't stick your finger in there if you see one, is more than an alligator. I mean, they can really. So they take a conch shell and they just split it open, and
Well,
you can
that's
see there's a
interesting.
little bit of an overlap there.
Way bigger than
Yeah, they don't have teeth actually. They just
No,
have this
it's
hard,
like a beak. Yeah, it's like a.
hard beak
Yeah.
substance.
The green turtles have a serrated beak, so they eat a lot of greens. But this one's strictly a meat eater. They eat like the shells and the not shellfish. What's the stinging? Can't think of it. Drawing a blank. No,
jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
No,
Jellyfish.
jellyfish.
So.
Well, you wouldn't need this hard.
No,
hammer for
that one they
jellyfish.
just go in and grab them. Yeah. So we get mostly loggerheads here. We have greens in the Gulf here, but for some reason they don't like. They'll nest down in Bradenton, but they haven't come up. Once in a while, we'll get a green nest, but mostly here are loggerheads. we get hundreds of nests on this side. The Atlantic side gets thousands of nests. They don't even mark their nests. There's so many of them, they wouldn't have time to mark them all. And then the largest turtle is the, I'm gonna draw a blank here, the leatherback, and that can weigh up to 800 pounds. These babies, about 400 pounds an adult. This one isn't. This one's not even an adult.
But this
It's probably
is a
teenager.
loggerhead
That is a
shell.
loggerhead shell. You can
And
tell.
how old would you say this one is?
That one's probably, I think that one's not a older adult. It's probably a young adult, so it's probably not fully grown.
Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
3 feet from.
Yeah,
So how
yeah.
many years do you think that would be?
They live, I think, 50 to 60, 30 to 40 years, something like that. They live a long time. So
And
that's,
what has joining this group done for you?
well, I was new to the area, so it was a great way to meet people, and you know,
What are turtle people like?
I know.
I mean, we have cat people.
They're normal, you know, you got some hippies, you got some, you know, we have some older ladies that come out that are probably in their 80s, and they just like walking the beach, you know, so they'll just pick a section to walk and clean up the beach, and if you're into shells, Shell Key is where you want to go, because there's, besides picking up garbage, we're looking for cool shells too, so. But, yeah, it's just a nice way to meet people. When I got involved, we tried to make it a little more social, because there's a lot of people you don't see all the time in the organization, so we started, I heard that you play at Hideaway Cafe.
Yeah.
I found that place and loved it, and so there was a group there that was playing on Wednesdays, and it was free, so we talked to the owner, who was a great guy, and we took over the place, and he gave us a percentage of what he brought in that night and donated to Sea Turtles. We're
John
100%.
Kelly, is that John
John,
Kelly?
yeah,
from
great
the
guy,
Hideaway.
yeah.
Yay, we love
Yeah.
John Kelly, and he has a beautiful recording studio.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and 100% nonprofit. Every dime you donate goes right back to the turtles. We have, you know, the truck, gas for the truck.
Can I
We have-
marry one of them turtles?
Yeah.
I've been looking for one.
And we have the boats that take us out. They're all volunteers, and they pay for their own gas. So
Wow,
you know,
that's
it's-
really
yeah,
special.
even the president, nobody takes a dime. So, and we raise money through. We have adoptions. Well, if you've been on the beach, you'll see a little plaque. You can adopt. I think it's $100 this year, so you can adopt a nest and, you know, make it as a memorial to somebody or for somebody's birthday, and then we put the plaque out there.
The Florida Folk Show often
Yeah.
has a sea turtle plaque
Yeah.
that they either
Right.
give to a certain
Yeah.
person who
Yeah.
donates a certain
Right,
amount.
right. So we get a lot of money through that. So, but yeah, it's a great organization. They're really nice people.
Okay, well, you're a really nice person. Now, what do you said, you're the president of?
No, I am a volunteer coordinator,
The
so I
volunteer
take care of all the
coordinator.
volunteers.
So what made you step up and do more than just?
Well, like any volunteer organization, somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, could you do that?" And you're like, "Okay, I can do that." So it's, you know, it doesn't take too much time, a couple hours a day maybe at most. So
Yeah, but I mean, somebody has to do
Yeah.
that, so we're glad that you,
yeah.
were
I like
willing.
meeting people. It's a great way to, like I said, great way to meet people.
Yeah, different people
Yeah.
have to, somebody has to be important.
Right.
That's all I can say. Somebody has to be the leader of the band, as it were. Wow, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for coming up here, and I'm gonna get Ivy back up here to sing a little bit more for us.
Okay.
We really appreciate the fact that there are people that take the trouble to save sea turtles. Maybe I can just leave that right there, probably.
That's cool.
Ivy, do you mind
I'll
sitting
play
next to
next
a
to
turtle?
Yeah,
Turtle?
Yeah,
Okay, so on your sea cruise, when you were playing on the ocean, did you see any turtles?
we did actually,
Yeah.
and that's one of the reasons I don't want to do cruises anymore. You realize how much damage cruise ships are doing to the environment. It's yeah, so
Oh dear.
yeah,
Wow.
I'm trying not to do cruise ships anymore. Even though it's a really great time, it's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage.
And was it fun being like on staff on a cruise ship? That's totally different from going out as a passenger.
It is, yeah. So we had the privilege of being treated like a guest. So we had guest status. We could get off the ship at our leisure. All we had to do was show up to our gigs. We didn't have a boss on the ship. It was great. It was amazing.
Oh.
So yeah, it was free travel, but you know, working at night.
We're working at night.
Yeah.
So other people that were working on the ship don't have this passenger status.
Yeah, only the musicians.
Ooh.
So there's 3 groups with Holland America. There's the Lincoln Center Stage, which is a quintet, pianist and string instruments. And then there's the B.B. King's Blues Club, B.B. King All-Stars. They're the best musicians on the planet. And they play blues and jazz every night. And then Billboard on Board, which is the dueling pianist, and that's what I did.
Oh, dueling
It was dueling
pianist.
pianist, yeah. So I had a partner that I worked with.
And did you know that person before you got on the ship?
We get thrown together and told to rehearse for 2 or 3 weeks and learn 300 songs.
Oh,
in
they
that
give you a
amount
list
time.
of songs?
Yep, we had 13 shows, and you learn as many, all of them, and figure out harmonies and who's going to lead and where you're playing on the piano for each song, because there's 2 of us. So
On one piano?
on 2.
On two
On two
pianos?
pianos, yeah.
Okay, so, so it's not the same show every night, can't be, I
No,
guess.
no, we have
because some
13
people-
shows. Yeah, so three different shows a night. Like sometimes we'll do, you know, our hot country show, and then jazz, and then you know maybe a request show, so we can play what we want.
Man, that's
Yeah.
pretty impressive. That's a lot of,
A lot of performing, a lot of entertaining.
well, right, but it's a lot to learn. You
Yeah,
know, it's
yeah.
not like, oh, I play the piano. I want to be on. I want to work on a cruise ship. It's like, yeah, go learn 300 songs.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And did you know most of the songs, or
I
had you?
actually, my dad is in a cover band called Tin Pan Alley. They do like classic rock, like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and they grabbed me and made me join the band like early on. So I knew a lot of like classic rock songs. I've been trained in jazz, so I knew a lot of the jazz repertoire was fine. And I have an ear, so if I'd heard the song, I could play it.
You played a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
I think
good.
you need to have that skill, because people will come up and be like, "Do you know that song?" And they'll sing you a line, and it's
And
really
you're like, "Yes,
off
I
pitch."
do.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
I
what
can
you're
do this."
saying. You're singing "Paparazzi" by Lady Gaga. That's what you
Yeah, and then you just say yes and then do it.
yeah. You just
Okay.
fake
Well,
your
play
way.
us a song.
Okay, I'll play
Okay,
you a song.
you played, but one of your own.
Okay,
Like,
this
we
is one
don't
of my-
we don't want to cover. Well, we like cover songs.
Well, I was on the ship when I wrote this song, and just a little bit about it, because I think this is interesting. It's called On the Road, and I feel like I channeled somebody else's story. I feel like a lot of singer-songwriters feel this. The words came to me, it was somebody else's song, and I feel like maybe it was a wife's song or feelings towards her husband who was stuck on the ship. And yeah, anyway, this came out of it. This is On the Road. Never let me go, you say you won't, then leave again.
another Tiny Desk. You've done one Tiny Desk concert.
Yes.
And you're going to do another one.
Yes.
Oh, when is the deadline?
April 12th, so the
Okay.
next couple
Woo!
days.
Next couple of days. Do you have a song picked out that you're going to do?
I don't. I have like 200 songs, so
I know. So
I
how
feel
you-
like I just pick it last minute, so that way there's no
Well, how did
like
you pick
pressure.
the last one?
last minute.
Last minute. So at
Yeah.
the last minute, you're gonna, and do you know where you're gonna, or how
I have
you
no
feel-
idea.
How does this work?
So-
You film, how does a Tiny Desk?
Okay, so you film. You have to incorporate a desk
Okay.
into filming. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but I feel like I want to use Florida scenery. I have a really nice backyard, so maybe I'm inspired by this outdoor setting.
So we
We
can
do
move
that.
your furniture outside.
Yeah, move a desk out there.
Move a desk out there.
Yeah, so, and then, like, the last person who won, they had a friend, Tank and the Bangos is the name of the band, they're from New Orleans. And they had a friend who worked at a school, so they asked if they could film in the school, so they're on, like, students' desks.
That's
It's
cute,
so
yeah.
cute, yeah. So,
Okay, well, do you have a desk, or are you gonna have to get one?
I don't know what I'm
We
gonna
don't
do.
We can make a cardboard desk.
We could do something
Yeah.
cute
Yeah.
and cheesy. I don't know. I'll
Well,
figure it out. Last minute.
Let me know if you need some help.
Okay,
I
I
love,
will.
I love music videos. That's one of the things I
Oh,
do.
thank you, Laura.
So, yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Tiny Desk concert.
It's cool, yeah. I like it that they do that, that they give an opportunity because, it's hard out there for artists to get seen. There's so much saturation and, getting people to buy your music. Like, people don't even buy your music. So, it's nice that they have a platform where they're,
Yeah.
actually exposing you.
Well, why don't you sing us another
Okay.
another little song? We have about 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'm sure you can get another song in. Turn the
Sure.
piano down just a hair because it was a bit loud. That's what
Right.
we were whispering about, just so you know.
All right. This song is called Sagittarius.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah. Sagittarius in the house.
Free, optimistically, Jupiter guides me with blessings from above. I am grateful for his luck. Oh, and curiosity feeds me from the jungles to LA. Wanted lost my gypsy name. Oh. Sagittarius, I beat my own damn drum. Sagittarius, march on, luck follow behind. I'll be damned if I don't reach my dreams. Adventure is calling. You can find me in the Milky Way. Among the stars, I am the centaur. Built my own path to see from afar what they can learn. Lonely all night. Oh, Sagittarius, I beat my own damn drum. Oh, Sagittarius, march on, march on. My arrows pointed to the sky. Luck follow behind. Luck follow behind. Thank you, Laura.
So are you a Sagittarius?
No, I'm a Gemini.
Sagittarius. No, I'm sure that's
No, yeah, I try to pull that joke and sometimes people don't get it.
Well, that's okay. I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, okay.
That's serious. Okay, well, thank you so much for taking
Thank
time
you.
out of your day.
Of course, of course.
And
Where are you playing locally? Anywhere?
yeah, you're gonna-
Yeah, so my April is pretty free. Booking agents get at me. I'm trying to get at y'all. Okay. May 4th, I'm playing at Paper Crane Studio in St. Pete. And then May 14th, I'm at Iberian Rooster for their Iberian, or the Art and Soul, Neo Soul Night. So,
All right.
it's May 14th.
All right, well, there's another Laura Shepherd show. If you want to support the show, please go to Patreon